I turned the limiter off. I don't know how it got turned on. I think that's what's messing up the sound of the voice, or it's something in the channel of, or the chain of connections I have here, that something is causing it to be somewhat muffled. Because I have headphones on here, and it's not muffled here. But I turned the limiter off. I thought maybe that may have done it, because I didn't have that on initially, and I don't even know. I think I turned it on when I was having an issue with the microphone for like a minute, and I just never turned it off. So it's a scam. It's a deep state scam. Again, implicit and explicit conspiracies, criminal conspiracies, RICO, implicit RICO, racketeering, organized crime. One of the biggest offenders of racketeering is government, and of course, the non-investigation of it alone by the FBI and the DOJ is racketeering within itself. So that's what it's like working with them, actually. What you're seeing is what it's like working with the deep state if you're not corrupt. If you're a coworker. What happened to President Trump kind of happened to Robin Gritz, kind of happened to Flynn, General Flynn, happened to me, happened to a slew of people. Some people killed themselves in the middle of it because they were drugged and couldn't take it. It's pretty intense. It's pretty intense, like the marathon man. And then things are going to happen to you by their devil, demon, witches, sorcerers, antichrist personalities and their worship thereof, of Satan and each other, that is going to cause pain in your life. And, of course, they restrict you from healthy behavior and healthy life the best that they can using CIA methods. And, again, it isn't simply ignoring them, because there's a whole world of people that aren't going to be able to ignore them or won't ignore them in reference to whatever it is you're trying to do in a well life. So that's what it's like working with them. They just assassinate, and they make up stories about everybody until they can get the CIA to psychologically operate something into the person's life. Now, as I told you, little girl, before I left the Marshal Service, there was this woman that they nicknamed Little Girl, and she wanted to tell me about somebody who had left the Marshal Service probably about 10 years prior under very bad circumstances. Theoretically, the person was smuggling heroin, and bags burst in his stomach. So, of course, he was dismissed. But yet, he was I think, special operations group guy. He was a weightlifter. He was, everything he should have been, and everything that little girl in the deep state hates, because they're not generally, although some are. The only way to be that in the government is to have deep state protection. So again, there's no reason that she knew anything about him 10 years later. But she knew that my life was going to track something similar to his. And she wanted me to know that she was part of it. So she was telling me all about that individual's life and how his life was still messed up, quote unquote. Now, she in a million years never could have guessed that I was going to get my retirement early, that I would go to a senator and it would happen. In actuality, if they hadn't deep stated me so hard, I would have interacted with senators to a larger degree. I just didn't know there was hearings on the Luna case. If I knew there was hearings on the Luna case, I definitely would have been speaking out on that in email at least. So again, that's working with them. That's you in the community, and they're getting rid of your brother, your sister, your mother, or you. You may not know what it is, but that's what it is. Again, they want you to break it down into something less intelligent. It's because I'm black. It's because I'm Hispanic. It's because I'm Jewish, or because I have some certain sexual preference. No, it isn't. That's the cover story. It's genocide. It's Nazi serial killer genocide. In every government in the United States, federal, state, and local, working with foreign operatives, foreign businesses, trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars missing and being paid to criminal enterprise. So it's nothing new for me. I've seen it before and explained it to you the best I could. The whole thing's a implicit criminal conspiracy of racketeering and organized crime, also known as RICO. And they're wanting to extort the president and possibly get rid of him if they could. And of course, at the same time, they're extorting other people. There's a light operation here in an attempt to extort me going on here in Tyler, Texas. They might not even know it's about me or not. And it's not only about me, because anybody that I would speak to gets put into the meat grinder. So they'll be made to think something about me, whether they're spoken to directly or not. Again, a lot of it is, what did I call that? Pantomime. A bunch of mimes saying and acting in certain ways to influence a person against another person. But it's also known as spycraft and psychological warfare. They'll tell you it's just the game, it's just this, it's cancel culture. No, it's Nazi communist genocide. They've killed thousands upon thousands within months. They can kill thousands upon thousands within months, and you'll never figure it out unless you listen to me and look for the things that I tell you to look for. So again, we got the coronavirus out there. For drinking too many Coronas. Also known as a plague. Ooh. Let me back it up here. So I'm not really anywhere in buying a car yet, but I haven't even got my license yet because of what happened. I had to go see the urgent care peeps. These people don't know how easy it is now that they have urgent care and everything. Millennials have no clue what life was like. But it was better because there's better people. Even bad people were better. But each state existed, but probably to a much lesser degree. We know about the LSD experiments on military people. I really do believe one of my uncles may have been one of those. And that would have been at Fort Benning, and then subsequently at Social Security. They're psycho. They follow people for their whole life and make up some story if they get caught doing it. They're serial murderers. They're serial killers. And they run around as law enforcement and intelligence and government helping people to cover for their sociopathic, narcissistic activities. And of course, then they heap that dung on their victims, and that's what they're doing to President Trump. John Bolton is a criminal and has betrayed the United States of America and its Constitution. What he's doing to President Trump, he has done his whole career. That is why he is where he is. And he feels that justifies it. So they are being revealed by God. Keep your eyes open and your lights on, because more to come in the end times and the destruction of the deep state and the beasts that leads them. Well, praise God in all that you do. Praise God.